Hello, everyone. Welcome to
Hello.
the podcast. Let's go. Dan's here.
Hello.
I'm here. I have a laptop.
Oh dear. How was that when you told me that you took your charger but you're not your laptop? That's a classic. That's a classic move.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the other way around would have worked slightly better. At least I'd have been able to make an appearance. But plugging into nothing. Just didn't
If there's
go down
anything
very well.
if there's anything like laptops I've had before, you've probably got max like 10 minutes of usage without the
Yeah.
power.
My laptop's such a wimp. Like when I take it to the factory, where it's cold there, it just dies. Just literally full power. It just gives up, and it's like it's cold. I'm not playing today. Shuts off, and I'm like, I have to warm it up, and then it'll turn on.
Oh dear. Well, we're glad you're here today.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm here.
Well, to start, the main thing about today is we're going to look at a few people who've done the lottery. They won it against the odds, and then it turns out their life's gone to absolute shit. So that's uplifting stories for you. But first, I'll do a couple of stories that have come around recently. One of them I just founded it even is a story, but the first one, I'll put this on the screen. It's about dinosaurs. So
I saw this. This is mental.
Dinosaur had longest neck ever seen in an animal, scientists say. The animal belongs to a subgroup known as sauropods, I think that's how you pronounce it, which are known for their large size, long neck and tail, four-legged stance and plant-eating diet. This picture is obviously not, it's an artist representation. Yeah. I would like to, I'm just going to zoom in on something. I don't know if it is what I think it is, but this little thing here, that looks like a chair or a seat. Are they insinuating that we load bitches?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Obviously on the one,
I don't know.
But yeah.
There might be a bat or something as well.
Could be.
But yeah, weren't these were supposed they're the biggest bones ever found in China, and they reckon that this thing weighed 70 tons.
Let's have a look. A dinosaur which roamed parts of the world 160 million years ago is thought to have had the longest neck ever seen in an animal, according to scientists. I mean, that is some neck. Look at that.
That is insane.
Girthy, isn't it, as well?
Nothing but neck.
It's like a tree trunk.
Yeah. It's measured at 15.1 meters, the neck, 6 times longer than the necks of giraffes and 1.5 times the length of double-decker bus.
I mean, that is long.
Yeah. The animal belongs to the subgroup dinosaurs known as sauropods, which are known for their large size, long neck and tail, four-legged stance, and plant-eating diet. The famous dinosaur on display at the Natural History Museum in London belongs to this group, Dippy. I don't know anything really about that particular dinosaur, but Dr. Andrew J. Moore, a paleontologist at Stony Brook University, New York, said, with a 15-meter long neck, it looks like a, I don't even know how you say that. How'd you say that?
Mamenchisaurus, I think.
Mamenchisaurus.
Nice. What is the next? I did not proofread this for long.
Cinecanidorum.
Nice. Might be a record holder, but at least something longer is discovered. What does it say here? Dr. Moore and his colleagues re-examined the specimens as part of their research into dinosaurs. All sauropods were big, but jaw-dropping long necks didn't evolve just once. So basically what they're saying is that this is it looks like an evolution of a previous dinosaur.
Interesting.
Paleontologists used a technique known as computed tomography scanning, which revealed their vertebrae backbones of that word were lightweight and hollow with air spaces taking up nearly 3/4 of the volume. So this, I mean, we know science says that we never actually existed with these, but if you were, that's quite a sight.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, so these are like the even bigger than the ones in Jurassic Park, basically.
Yeah, they're monstrous in comparison.
Almost like you can't even fathom how big they would be compared to the ones you see in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, are we talking like double?
I I'd probably
think
go
so.
bigger than
I
that.
think so. But the fact I know that the other ones weigh a lot, but the fact that they estimate these to weigh 70 tons.
It is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting how we've only just found some bones for one of them.
Yeah.
Mm.
In China.
But
Yeah.
maybe they were it's just mental that was roaming the earth.
I don't even know what these dinosaurs at the bottom are meant to be. Like the ones to give you like a reference, the smaller ones.
Apparently, it actually puzzles scientists to this day. That they managed to evolve such long necks and large bodies without collapsing under their own weight. They can't actually figure out how the fuck they even exist.
Yeah, because even giraffes, they have to pump the blood up to the brain.
Yeah.
And
this had to do it 6 times that of a giraffe.
Yeah, so the whole mechanics of the body and the heart in it and what it must have eaten and yeah, I mean, there must have been species of tree and plant around that aren't even about now that would eat, because to get like that, the amount of nutrition and calories it would need.
Yeah.
Insane. Yeah, it just doesn't look.
Meters.
Obviously, it evolved like that for a reason as well. So there must have been some sort of trees that are high.
Vegetation,
some vegetation that it kept evolving to get.
Yeah, isn't it? Like, so from snout to tail, it was 50 meters. And if you think about, it's going to sound so stupid, but if you think about the 100 meters when you're at school, or an Olympic swimming pool, I think is 50 meters. Actually, that's a bad example. A regular swimming pool is normally 25 meters. Like, this thing is 50 meters, like halfway down a 100-meter track.
Yeah. What's a football pitch?
Length.
I want to say 75 yards. I don't know if that's right.
105 meters. So basically,
it's half. It's half. Half a foot. So the halfway line on a football pitch from the goal.
Yeah.
A full dinosaur, and it's up in the air.
Crazy. That's insane, isn't it? That's ridiculous. So there we go. Do you say? I know this is a subspecies of it, but do you say Diplodocus or Diplodocus?
I normally say Diplodocus, but that's just me.
So I'm more of a Diplodocus man.
Diplodocus.
Yeah.
I think Diplodocus sounds better.
Yeah, it sounds like a spell.
Diplodocus. Actually does. But yeah, it's a dinosaur that they've just discovered. That'll have the Christians up in arms.
Or they'll rewrite the Bible and they turn out.
Have you seen that? It's a brilliant episode of Joe Rogan. He has a paleontologist on, and they watch. I think they watch a video of a Christian explaining why dinosaurs are like a conspiracy, and this paleontologist just fucking goes in. But obviously he's using all of his research and knowledge to just completely debunk everything they're saying.
Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant.
That's the thing, isn't it? With dinosaur bones and stuff, it fucking throws a spanner in the works of all the other lies that other people have told. Like you just can't argue with it. It's like
like the Earth is 5,000 years old. Well, it's just categorically not.
It's just solid proof.
Sharku says we lost over 90% of the megafauna on Earth. Plus, there was a ton more oxygen in the air, allowing for things to grow bigger.
The oxygen thing.
I don't know where I saw this, but I think it might have been documentary or something. But it took like animals or insects we have today, and said what they would be like given the conditions back.
Oh, interesting.
And we have and it pictured like a dragonfly, and it was like 2 meters long. Whoa,
man!
I'm kind of glad. I mean, I don't know anything. Dragonflies. You know what I mean?
There was that show back in the day, it was Primeval, where like these portals. It was a fantasy or like a sci-fi show where these portals opened up back in time, and all like the dinosaurs and stuff would come through, and they had like giant insects and stuff. I had my arch nemesis in it, Hannah Spirit from S Club 7. She was in that show.
Why was she your arch nemesis?
Because I wanted to be the most famous person to come from Lynn Grove, but I've got to be bigger than S Club 7 to ever achieve that.
That's it. I didn't even know it came from Lingrove.
Yeah, mate. Hannah Spirit, mate. Lingrove.
Imagine that if we'd have been born in that oxygen state as humans and just developed, like, imagine how fucking epic would be, how big.
Yeah, but then if you think about it though, at the same time,
It's all proportional.
Yeah, it's all proportional.
Yeah,
because like if you think of an ant, we are fucking massive.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Well, so if the oxygen and everything else would be bigger, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's all relative, isn't it? I guess the only thing would be different is that there'd be less space.
Yeah, housing would be a nightmare.
I mean, housing is tight it is. Perhaps if there's more oxygen there, perhaps what they need to do is start reducing the oxygen, and then there's a film about that where they shrink everyone, don't they? And then and then they can buy like loads of real estate. And
Yeah.
They should do that. Yeah, let's get rid of the oxygen. That'll sort us out.
That's it. That is a solution.
That's it.
It's a solution both ways because it either works and we shrink down,
or we die.
So either way, there's more space.
Yeah.
So the public image version of it is we need more space, so this might allow us to have that. But the underlying issue is that you're going to die.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Deal with it. But yeah,
exactly.
The dinosaur story. This next one, much like similar of like frivolous lawsuits. I feel like the US is the home of that. I really do.
Right.
Next story made me laugh.
What is it?
So a man is suing a Buffalo Wild Wings restaurant after claiming boneless wings are actually just chicken nuggets. Okay, so Ayman Halim is seeking damages after he discovered the wings he bought in January were actually made of slices of chicken breast meat. Craziness. That image
wanted them boneless.
Yes, exactly.
So that is all that it is.
And the crux of the story is he said that he expected the bones to just be removed from the wings and just the meat be separated. It's like, no.
He's got a point.
No.
It's so dumb. What's he suing him for?
Right,
like,
so
there's no damage.
I'll read through the story. This is literally like, I feel like this is so much of a non-case that it's now become a case because of, obviously, I'm not helping by talking about it, but it feels like the ridiculousness of it has kind of made it better for him, maybe. But anyway, in a decade where the world has faced global pandemic, the threat of nuclear war, and the rise in cost of living, a man in the US claims he has encountered another crisis to add to the mounting list of problems facing our species. Ayman Halim is suing the restaurant chain Buffalo Wild Wings. Never heard of them, but they might be big in the US. I don't know.
Yeah, I went there. They're very, very nice.
False and deceptive marketing after claiming their boneless wings are actually just chicken nuggets. Mr. Halim, who filed his lawsuit at a district court in Illinois, said he purchased the wings at a restaurant in Mount Prospect, Illinois in January. He added he was under the impression he was buying deboned wings because of the description on the menu. However, his lawsuit states, unbeknownst to the plaintiff and other consumers, the products are not wings at all, but instead slices of chicken breast meat deep fried like wings. Indeed, the products are more akin in composition to a chicken nugget rather than a chicken wing. Had plaintiff and other consumers known that the products are not actually chicken wings, they would have paid less for them or would not have purchased them at all. Therefore, plaintiff and consumers have suffered injury, in fact, as a result of defendants' deceptive practices. Halim from Chicago is seeking damages, injunctive relief, whatever the fuck that means, restitution, and declaratory relief, and all other remedies the court deems appropriate. But the fine does not state an exact monetary amount, probably because there is none. The lawsuit points to the fact that other companies sell comparable products without referring to them as wings. These include Domino's Pizza, which has a menu item called boneless chicken, and Papa John's, which has a similar menu item called chicken poppers.
See, now I disagree with that. I disagree with that entirely because chicken poppers are like popcorn chicken from KFC, not like. I mean, I
you could be like boneless chicken. Oh, I read that boneless chicken was a chicken with no bones, and it's deceived. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I
playing
think,
on it. And it's called buffalo wings as well.
yeah, which is probably why they call them boneless wings.
That's,
If
yeah,
if it wasn't a wings establishment,
yeah.
they would probably but at the same time, without being a knob, I do kind of get it because they're not wings, but they couldn't possibly be wings
But the
because
thing is, right, if they literally scrape the meat from a chicken,
they'd be
you'd literally sat there just going, I've got like 4 grams of meat, and I'm paying like what, 10 quid for a fucking
There's less
small
chicken
bucket.
in a actual wing than there is
wing,
on the
yeah.
breast. Like you're getting, if anything, you're getting overvalue with the
Yeah,
breast.
because you're replacing that space where the bone is with
With
just
chicken.
chicken. Like, so he's actually getting more for his.
He's
It's
getting
a little
more,
bit
so they should be suing him.
Yeah,
That's it.
but I have to say, Hollywood Boulevard. I went to this establishment and it was lovely. It was very good.
You want to
Good
even
wings.
just in case they're sued.
That's it.
But yeah, it's interesting that Dan said
Bottomless
about
Dr Pepper, lovely.
the buffalo part. They're called buffalo wings because they do bring this up. The lawsuit aims to represent an estimated thousands of consumers around the country who, like Mr. Helen, purchased the chain's boneless wings
Can't be
at one of the
serious.
chain's more than 1,200 locations. The defendants named in the lawsuit include Buffalo Wild Wings and parent company Inspire Brands. Contacted for comment, a representative for both companies pointed to a Twitter post on the official Buffalo Wild Wings account. It's true, our boneless wings are all white meat chicken. Our hamburgers contain no ham. Our buffalo wings are 0% buffalo, the post said.
Fair play. Exactly that.
Nice.
It's such a slippery slope because if you start going, oh, like for one, everyone knows that it's when you bite into it, it's all chicken. You go, but that's not a wing. It's obvious. And if you start going about it, like the name doesn't fit the food, like it opens up a massive tin of worms because there's tons like hamburger. There's no hamburger.
I've never even thought about that until this moment.
Cheeseburger, like I mean, there's cheese there, but it's not a burger made of cheese.
Yeah, I tell you what, I got done by this once. What's the name of that thing? Not Chipotle. What's that?
Popeyes?
No. It's like it looks like a sausage. It's spicy. It's a meat.
Oh, chorizo.
Chorizo, right? So I went to a gastro pub for I think it was my stepmom's birthday a few years ago, right? And I ordered the chorizo, whatever you call it, burger because I thought, oh, a beef burger with like bits of chorizo in it, lovely bit of texture and that bit of spice. This came out as a full chorizo patty. The whole fucking thing. It was too much, mate. Too much.
Yeah, that is too much.
too much.
They're a delicacy, especially for you because you don't know spice.
I'm not good with spice. I like a little bit, but not like a whole patty. So I should have sued them on this front. But then no, they would have been bang on.
In Germany, I got caught out several times with this. So like a pepperoni pizza is pepperoni's peppers. So it says pepperoni pizza. In the menu, and you order it, and you get a pepper pizza. Just a pizza covered in peppers. And the amount of times I did that, and I was like, "Fuck's sake, I should really lock this in." I'd be bad.
Did you do it more than once?
Oh yeah, probably about 5 times.
I wonder if it'll be different at this place.
Yeah,
have a pepperoni.
Get tried it. Surely here. It's like, no, that is their language.
Oh dear. Framo in the chat says, I ate Buffalo Wild Wings 4 days straight in Vegas. It's great. Well, Framo, if you ever had boneless, you may have a claim on your hands. Where there's a blame, there's a claim.
Claim, that's it.
Boneless chicken. Even that, you think of a boneless chicken, then you think of just some weird chicken with no bones. So I do anyway.
I always go for the boneless banquet at KFC. Always.
Oh, I might get a KFC to have not had one in absolute time.
Yeah, and like you just get like the not select because that's McDonald's, but like the chicken
Yeah.
Fillets,
good?
or whatever they call them. Yeah, it's fucking the bollocks because you're not pissing about with bones, man.
Yeah,
That's the thing, man.
I do like just like the regular chicken from KFC, but I can't be arsed with the bones, man. And trying to
Yeah.
like, especially if you get
Bristle and shit.
a pet with like you can see like the ribs on it and shit. You're like, nah, I ain't fucking negotiating that. Just give me a fucking boneless fillet.
Yeah.
The chicken wings. It's not the chicken like. Is it drumsticks? The ones you get from Domino's. They're like top tier.
I think they do call them chicken wings, but they literally look like drumsticks, small drumsticks, don't they?
Yeah. I don't think they are actually wings because it's.
There's a claim it.
That's it. At Domino's,
this is the thing. This is what
shapes.
if this wins, this is the sort of thing that opens up, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're just in the UK though. We just go shut the fuck up. Like America is fucking. Sorry for any Americans watching, but you get sued for anything over there, don't you? It's ridiculous. Yeah. Like the fact that this is even someone's taking this on is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how much they're. I doubt very much they're no win, no fee.
Yeah. Have you seen the caption of this photo of the wings? Like the wings above, which are not those purchased by the plaintiff, appear to be genuine. Like what the fuck?
Because if they did, like there'd be someone who goes, "You just took my picture and said it's boneless wings, mate. Fuck off." Where's the claim?
I feel like setting a business up in America is like you have to be so careful because everyone's just as soon as you fuck up once with anything, they're just like they're on you, aren't they? Like people will sue for so much crazy shit.
Yeah.
There's like people. Yeah, there's some really stupid cases, isn't there? There's like people who've had like crashes or been in like serious danger, and then people have gone to help them, and then they've sued the people who've helped them. For like touching them or moving them, or there's some really dumb cases.
I know of a case. No, it never became a case, but it just sort of shows. And I won't name this person, but there was this person who worked at an establishment. I won't even name the establishment or the type of establishment. But anyway, named the establishment. Worked at this establishment, right? And the step outside the front door was broke. Was like it crumbled, and all of the staff were made aware of this. Right. The only thing they didn't do was they didn't put a trip hazard sign out there. Right. For one day, and a member of staff who knew the step was fucked. Rolled their ankle on it and then threatened to sue the company. I don't know if they did or not, but it's just like they've employed you for 10 years. You knew that this step was fucked. Yeah, you rolled your ankle, but you should have been like, oh yeah, the step's broke. You know, it's just not. Sometimes there's just not a lot of loyalty. I feel, when it comes to this sort of thing. They're like, look, be careful. The step's fucked out there. We're getting it fixed tomorrow. And then that day, someone rolls their ankle, a member of staff. And they're like, oh, I think I'm going to sue. So fucking hell, man.
We had a Scottish sergeant and he went out and got pissed. And he was walking back home through like the barracks. And he fell over like a crack in the step. But it's because he was pissed. He fell over it. And can't remember what he did. Like he hurt himself. Like, I don't know if he broke anything. But maybe he broke his wrist or something. But he then sued the council, put in a claim, and I remember he got a few grand for it, and everyone was just like, because everyone knew he'd been out on the piss, so they were like, "What are you doing?" But
fucking hell, man, that's mad, isn't it? The suing culture is it's a shame.
But so make sure you're checking your boneless wings from your real wings in America, or in particular at Buffalo Wild Wings. But we've had 2 accounts now of them being really good. So
they are very fucking nice. They really are.
Look, I mean, I'm so hungry.
And what I loved was you sit there, right, and there is literally about 20 screens, all with different sports on, and it's just like, nice. This is just incredible.
Yeah.
You gotta love America, like food, sports, and like a bar, all amalgamated to one. That's what Americans do, right?
Yeah.
Lawsuits, not so much. But yeah, that's the story of the man suing Buffalo Wild Wings for their
Okay.
boneless chicken wings. Lovely stuff. Right, we'll move on to the uplifting stories now of people losing it all after winning the lottery.
Yeah, it blows my mind. What do you think? I know we're obviously going to get into it, but what do you think it is? Do you think it's like people that just have never really experienced having lots of money, or or good financial
Yeah, I do, yeah.
management?
Yeah, I think
And
it's
they
a
just
mix.
fuck it.
I think it's a mix of
Yeah.
two very large things in America, anyway. Because I know there are some states that allow you to be anonymous if you win, but there are some states that don't allow you to be anonymous. So you are known publicly as winning the lottery. So
Yeah.
you're going to have people who have won it who have very poor understanding of like managing money,
Yeah,
knowing what to do with it, and then you'll mix that with people who know they've now got money and it's like going after them. Can I
See,
have this? Can I have that? Charities, all that sort of stuff, and it's just
that
becomes a shit show.
that blows my mind. Unless I'm being totally ignorant to very rich people, right? Like I've heard that a lot. Like you win the lottery and then you just get letters from people, and they're just like, "Please, I need this," or blah blah blah. Do like people like business people that have like amassed millions from creating businesses, do they get letters from people just being like, "Please, I need money,"
Yeah, they
or is
get,
it just a lottery thing?
you still like we used to get a load of like people asking for charities, and like we did a lot of charity work. You'd get a couple of days, but it's just you because of the structure of how you built it and the way you've done it. Like you don't feel, you give to whatever that you do. You can't give to every charity. It's impossible.
I know, but I mean more just regular people. So I'm pretty sure just regular people
Yeah.
send letters.
Yeah, I know what you
Like,
mean.
oh,
Yeah, no, I think it's a thing with lottery winners that
yeah, it's really weird.
people feel like it's like when people win the lottery, they're like a lot of their family are like feel
Yeah.
entitled to it because of the way that they've got it. So it's like, and I think a lot of people, feel guilty, or it's one of those things that you say in the past. Oh, if I win the lottery, I'll give you this and give you that, and then when it actually happens, everyone's like, "Well, you said."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a strange one, and I think you get a lot of people just crop up out of the
woodwork.
shadows and woodwork. Yeah, just sort of like, oh, it's like, hang on a minute, you ain't got me a birthday card my entire life,
Yeah,
uncle. What do you mean you want £1 million? Like, I reckon you couldn't.
Okay, birthday cards you want next time, fella?
Until I was in the newspaper for winning this, I'm pretty sure you couldn't recite my first name.
Yeah.
That is a.
Yeah, the thing is, like, you're right as well about the money management. Like, if you've built that money up, say you've built up a wealth of 5 million, like your money management skills are so on point because you know exactly how you've got there. Generally, like there are some fluke cases, but in general, like if you've built it up, and also you understand the pain to get there. Whereas, like anything, when you're just given it, like if you're given. Usually when you're given something of value, just given it, you appreciate it less. In general.
Yeah, that's why you often see like these kids that are born to rich parents that get everything they want.
Yeah.
They don't understand the value of what they have.
Exactly, yeah. But when you earn something or you're waiting for something and you build up to it, it's a lot better when you get it. So yeah, I've read quite a bit about this, and it's like it's the same with like sports players, some sports players as well, like NFL and NBA and stuff. I think it's changed a bit now. They do money management, but like they'd come into a big sum, and then like say it's £1 million payoff, then they spend the million, and then they get their tax bill, which is like 400,000, and then they're like, "Fuck, I haven't got it." So it can happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I remember I think it was Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah,
there was an interview with him where he said he got his first big contract as a basketball player, and I think he said it was several million. I can't remember how much he said, but it was several $1 million that he was getting from this contract. And he said by like the first couple of months, he'd already spent the allocation that wasn't taxable, or the amount that he wasn't going to have to pay for tax. He'd already spent it in like 2 months because he thought he had let's say he had $5 million.
Yeah,
but in actual fact, he had like half of that to keep for himself, and then the other was tax, obviously due to tax. But he didn't know that. He didn't know how much he would have to pay tax. So he'd gone through all the money, and then his someone at the basketball team said, like, well, look, you need to, save some money for your tax. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, the education around tax, I think, is a joke. But to put my conspiracy hat on, I think that's by design.
Yeah.
Because I think they want you to go and work for someone else where, like, all the taxes, they don't want you to go out there, make your own money, and be self-employed. I think they'd much rather you be employed. Like when I went self-employed, I didn't have a fucking clue what I was doing. That's why I got an accountant, obviously. But it's just the fact that you learn shit like Pythagoras and not tax. Like, I get it. There are people out there, I don't know what job, probably architecture and shit, that need Pythagoras. I get it. But more people need to understand
financial management.
System.
Yeah. Percentage-wise, it's such an old system that, if you did financial classes in school, a lot more percentage of the population would benefit rather than learning Pythagoras. Have Pythagoras as an option, or do it like 1 hour a month, but do financial management. But again, like I say, that the system, putting the conspiracy hat on, or even not, the system is set up for people to go to university to pay into, which goes to the government. It's a university, and education is a business. And it's set up that way.
100%. I think, and it's not just because I'm now paying it back, but I do actually regret my degree, especially the position that I'm in, i.e. job wise. I didn't even get a pay rise as a PT after I was qualified. So it didn't even really contribute in any way to my life. And now I've just got a 30 grand bill.
It's so common though, isn't it, as well? It's just so common that everyone's got it.
You need a master's to even remotely stand out now.
Even that now, even a master's is becoming super common. And I think we were talking about this last night, strange enough as well, but 20, 30 years ago, it was very rare to have a degree, and it was worthwhile. Like, if you got a degree, it would actually be super beneficial. There's a caveat to that, because there's some specific career paths that you need to get a degree in it, but they're so minimal.
Absolutely.
And like I say, it's but especially if you look at the school system, the way it's designed, and now we're in there till 18, like it's just set up to go and do it. Like, you get given a loan. I think Andrew Tate said about this. It's like, what other like business you get, and they're like, here's like 50 grand to go and do all your education, but you don't, and there's parameters that you can pay it back when you're earning over a certain amount. Like, it's made so easy for kids to go and do it that
and it's almost expected. It's like a timeline that you're supposed to follow.
And it's not seen as a negative thing, really. Maybe it's people are, but like, if you go to university, like, generally, like, your parents are like proud of you. It's not seen as a bad thing, but actually the loss of your loss of income that you lose, then your debt that you pay back, it costs you so much money.
And then you come out of it just to be told you need experience in the job to get it. So So it's a strange one, because there's a little bit of me that said it thinks it's okay, but most of me thinks that it's not. It's interesting you say about tax as well. If you think about when you're on PAYE, like your tax, when you work for somebody, your tax gets paid first out your wages. You don't even see it. So, but obviously when you're self-employed or run a business, it's the other way around. Like, you pay yourself first. And your expenses.
If you think about the majority of the population and the percentage are on PAYE, the government always gets their money first. And even actually self-employed, you still pay in advance, because of the way that it's set up, is that you essentially pay 6 months in advance, and then so they're always getting their money first.
Calculate it out.
And they recalculate it.
Crazy.
It's so funny. Yeah, it's so funny. It's like, oh yeah, it's weird. I don't like it. It's just it is what it is. But I think it's it's fucking bullshit. Like, yeah, it is what it is.
Tax. Fuck tax.
Yeah.
Plus here
I
we
think
get
there are
taxed
better
on
ways of doing it.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh mate, I don't
That's the
even
thing.
don't even get me started on
There's probably about 11. Yeah, we won't go there, but I will just finish on this. Out of the pound that you earn, once that pound has probably been taxed like 90%.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Because like you're taxed when you get it, then you're taxed to get it, then you're taxed when you spend it.
Yeah, the person that gave it to you was
Yeah.
taxed.
It's just the whole
Bullshit.
to actually get the core amount of money out of it is it's ridiculous, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
And plus your pound is losing value every day. But don't worry about it.
Yeah.
This inflation will, I'm sure, come down at some point in the next
Yeah.
century. So just gonna lift up a little bit. People win the lottery and then, have an absolute tragedy. The first one is called Curtis Sharp. He was known as the $5 million man. He was known for his bowler hats, apparently. I've found a picture of him. I'll put him up after I've read the story out. But yeah, this is Curtis Sharp Jr., who won £5 million jackpot in 1982. It was a dream come true for the lottery public relations department. The lottery was facing an image problem, and Sharp seemed like just the person they needed to spread the word that everyday people could turn their lives around by buying a ticket. This is why I think they have the rules on when you can become anonymous and not anonymous, because I think this is like a really good PR thing for them, because you could many people won the lottery this year, but if you don't actually see pictures of them which holding checks, you it could be made up. So yeah, that's why I think they keep that rule in place, although it's a stupid rule, because then you're just going to get people constantly hounding people, but it is what it is. Sharp, who'd been a dishwasher before he struck it rich, became known as the $5 million man. With his larger-than-life personality, his distinctive bowler hat, and the way he loved to flash his newly won money around, he was a walking advertisement for the lottery. Parties, women, new houses, flashy cars. He lived big and became one of the lottery's best-known winners because of it. Unfortunately, Sharp's lifestyle wasn't sustainable. He was spending more than his big yearly annuity checks covered, and his party-hard attitude was wearing on him. The lottery curse had hit. The year after he won the lottery, he left his wife for a lover and had a huge wedding. 5 years later, his second wife divorced him too. He was drinking hard, even passed out in front of his new girlfriend's house, and the money ran out, forcing him to borrow money from his first wife. Luckily, his story has a happy ending. After a drunk driving incident, Curtis Sharp Jr. found God. He stopped drinking, stopped partying, cleaned up his act, and became a minister. But he still buys lottery tickets.
There we go. I just don't get it, mate. I just don't get it. And I haven't won the lottery. I don't even do the lottery, but I just refuse to believe I could piss away 5 million.
To do that in 82? Fuck me, it's probably like 50 mil of today's money. That was some heavy going.
Fucking like, what a twat! Like, get a house, get a nice car, or no, maybe not. Yeah, get a house, get a car, live off 10 grand a month. Yeah. Like, what a fucking life you can have on 10 grand a month. Like, what the fuck do you like? What the fuck is this guy spending?
Yeah,
I just don't get it.
I'll tell you what's interesting about this is I remember, so at school, one of our mates won about 2.5 grand on the lottery, and obviously we were all like 15, 16. I don't know if he got his mum to, but he had 2.5 grand in it, and it was his money, and it was like, obviously then at school, we used to get like a £5 a week pocket money, so it was so much money. It was called Ashley, and I remember it vividly. It was like, because he was in our group, it was about 10 of us, and it was like Ashley's one, and he was like, well, I'm going to spend it all, like, just on like having parties and that, and like it was like he was a millionaire. And like I just remember, like people would come down and he'd buy drinks, and and we'd have these parties, and it's like, come down, Ash is paying for it, get us drinks, and it lasted 2 weeks. We had parties every night, but then it just always remember that, and I think, imagine that attitude, like, but it's like 5 million or whatever, and then but you're in that mindset. I've got loads, and then it can soon go like people, I'll invest in this, put 10 grand here, buy this, get this car, buy this car for me, and it's like, like you say, the clever thing is to just buy your house outright, buy a couple of properties, get yourself a decent car, and then you're set. And then it's just like, won't change too much from your lifestyle. But it just doesn't happen that way.
It's fucking insane, isn't it?
Oh, there he is, legend.
That's a bowler hand and a half, I tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, that just blows my mind. We had something similar at college. There was this lad, his name was Jordan. What was his last name? Lozzie Jordan, the one that had the inheritance.
Oh shit!
But anyway, this kid called Jordan. Don't need to call him out really. Although he was a bit of a melt. But he inherited 18 grand at 18, right? And he pissed it all on just like the most hideous fashion, like just all this random shit. Didn't even learn to drive. And pissed away 18 grand. So you didn't even learn to drive, you fucking idiot. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, mate. Like, yeah. He was a half decent goalkeeper, but that was about it. Like, he was just, I just couldn't believe it. I'm pretty sure he doesn't drive to this day.
Young,
it's like,
like those, when you're like 18. It's why you shouldn't give.
Yeah. Don't give money to 18-year-olds.
Like, shouldn't have anything, because like your mind. I remember like my mate. I don't know what he got. Oh, he got hit by a car on his bike, and it was the car's fault, and fucked up his leg, and he had a bit of a limp for ages. But he got about a 25 grand payout, and he was clever with his money. Like, he kept it, but like it was so much money. It was like, I remember I was like 18 or I was 17. I was like going away, and he showed me his account. It had like 20 something grand in it, and he was like, "You'll never have this much money in your life." And I remember looking at him thinking, it was so much money when I was like 17. I was like, you might be right. He's laughing now. I've got £10 in my bank account.
Yeah. Fucking hell, man.
Yeah,
I think if you're leaving money to kids, they're going to hate you for it, but give it to them when they're 25 because they'll thank you for it then. But...
Yeah, I mean, I worked at Tesco for... I started in 2012 and I left in 2016, but I got my license in 2013. And I think I must have worked there for like a year and a half and saved up almost all of my earnings, and I was working part-time to buy a car. And I just remember like looking back at like a year and a half of work, going, I worked a year and a half to be able to drive to work.
Yeah, that's the fucking game, mate. That's it. That's the system.
So I felt like I was like so elated I got my first car, and I could just a freedom. I can go where I want, when I want. But first thing you got to do is make sure I drive to work.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah. A lot of people are working to live, living to work, not working to live.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but it's hard. It's really fucking hard. And it's not easy to get into a position where you can, do that. But the system is fucking rigged, and it is rigged heavily against people, unfortunately. I recently discovered this animation. I think it's called Mr. Freeman. It was originally a Russian animation, and they've like dubbed it in the UK, and it's like a really dark, but it's like speaks like hard truths about the like the government and the system and all that sort of stuff. And I literally discovered it yesterday, and I was like, whoa, this shit is heavy, but it's fucking sick.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah. But
craziness.
Oh, Dan, you're muted, by the way. It's only been the last minute. I don't know if you know.
Oh yes.
Playing up. What's that called, Mr. Freeman?
Mr. Freeman, I believe. Yeah. So cool. Yeah, Mr. Freeman. It's a Russian animated series, but they've dubbed it in English. It's just really it's really cool.
I'll give that a check out.
Yeah. Have we got another lottery winner?
Yes, this one is insane. I mean, the first one was pretty insane to be honest, but this one is actually like blows my mind. If you had less than $3 in your bank account, would you buy a lottery ticket? Probably not, but this guy is a bit different. While that's not a great idea, William Post III, that's a great name, known to his friends as Bud, went a step further. He pawned one of his few possessions for $40, then spent the entire amount on lottery tickets. Foolish enough it was,
Wow.
his gamble paid off. One of those tickets won him $16.2 million, the jackpot from the Pennsylvania lottery. You might think the man who had been little more than a drifter would have an easy life from the moment he won. But unfortunately, after cashing in his win, Post's life took a sharp turn for the worse. Everybody dreams of winning money, but nobody realizes the nightmares that come out of the woodwork or the problems, he said. How could that happen? Post spent his money wildly. He spent the majority of his first yearly installment of his winnings, which totaled over $400,000 in just 2 weeks. After a year, he was $500,000 in debt, which is amazing. His girlfriend sued him, claiming they had agreed to share the money if they won. When she won her court claim, he couldn't pay, so his lottery payouts were frozen. He had to declare bankruptcy, and he only managed to hold on to about $2.6 million, which he immediately spent. He was arrested for assault after firing a shotgun at a man who was pestering him for money. Worst of all, his brother hired a hitman to kill him and his wife so he'd inherit the money.
Jesus Christ.
Post was on wife number 6 at this point.
Excellent.
13 years later, this lottery curse victim died alone and penniless. He'd been living off of welfare payments.
Jesus.
That is depressing AF.
That is mad. And we've lost Dan.
He's gone.
Dan's gone.
I'll bring him back in. I don't know what happened there.
There he is.
I just saw you in the waiting room. I was like, where's he gone?
Right, my internet stuff. Declared bankruptcy. He only managed to hold on to about 2.6 million.
Yeah, basically.
So what happened? His missus got half.
No,
So
I don't even.
His wife at the time, because there was he was on 6 at a point at which he was being threatened. His life was being threatened. But yeah, at the time, his wife basically said that they were agreed, had he had won, that they would split it. But obviously, it's his word against her word, and they go to court. Anyway, it looks like he lost, and he only was able to hold on to about $2.6 million, which is still a shit ton of money. But
Yeah, but it's the principle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, his lottery payments were frozen.
yeah,
Yeah.
which I don't really understand how that works. Surely, if you give him the rest of the money from the lottery, he can then pay out what he owes.
Yeah, the lottery system's weird, isn't it? Because you don't get it. You can either like have a lump sum or
which is
have
less
it.
than jackpot.
Yeah, which is less, significantly less, I think.
Yeah, it's
or
like
have it
4
paid out.
Yeah, over installments.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why you'd choose to have the lump sum unless you like really needed the money like right fucking now. But
yeah. I'd
it's
just do
almost like
payments.
it's
like
almost
job
like
then.
a wage. Yeah, it's like a wage. Yeah.
Yeah, but is this tax free or not?
I don't know in America.
It's a lottery
Yeah,
tax
it is in
free
the
here.
UK. I think it is tax free. Or
And not, while lottery winnings aren't taxable,
aren't I?
you may be subject to taxes once you deposited the funds. Oh, fuck off, man.
Nice.
Just put it under your mattress. Fuck these cunts. I've had enough. I've actually had enough. Or
They'll
if you
get
give
you.
any, or if you give any, of course, the gift tax.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I hate the system so much. And then if you die, they'll take more.
Yeah, inheritance
Fuck
tax.
off, man. Piss off. We've had enough.
That's it.
That's the thing, innit? Like, eventually, it all goes back.
Yeah.
We need to migrate to Bitcoin.
They say like, oh, you can't take it with you when you die. No, and neither can your fucking family because the government will take
they'll
it.
take the 40%. Even like you put it in wills and trusts. Like, eventually, if you go enough generations, there's going to be someone in
Yeah.
there that's gonna get given it all and be like, well, they're not understand the value of money and just fucking blow it all.
Yeah. So
Let down by your
what's the
fifth generation.
fucking
Your
point,
fifth
man?
generation of someone you gets $1 million and then
Yeah,
you just
some little bastard as well, because you've created such an easy life for your generations going down that this fifth generation is a complete cunt that you wouldn't even entertain in your house.
it just
It makes me sick.
fucking 2 million on Dogecoin 2.0.
And to make it and to make it even worse, the little bastard is named after you. Geez. So he even ruins your
Little
name.
Dan Jr.
No,
Dan Jr. like the 8th. Christ.
Any amount of money you've ever earned, or it just spunks the whole lot.
trust me, this crypto's gonna fucking go off.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh man. Yeah. You can't.
careful.
It's just money. Money is the root of all evil. There we go.
but yeah.
Oh dear.
You can get your money out and put it in a mattress.
Yeah, it's the best way, isn't it?
I always feel as well, especially nowadays, like every like few years, there's something that comes out which you're like, you know, there's like crypto or there's like AI stuff now, and you're like, oh, it seems stupid not to put money into it.
Yeah.
And everyone's going mad about it, and then you put your money into it, and then literally 2 years later, it fucking just falls off a cliff.
Yeah.
And something else comes out, and you're like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Like putting your money into when Blu-ray came out, what were there like was that HD DVD?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always remember them. They were like red.
You
Yeah.
had
Blu-rays of blue.
the Sony PlayStation went with Blu-ray discs as their like that's
Yes.
what they're in. And Xbox went with the HDD discs.
Yeah.
Today, no one. I don't even know anyone who actually fucking had a HDD disc. I don't even.
Yeah, it's mad. Like it's just so much technology that comes out, and it's just
I remember the transition from
relevant.
you had CDs, then you had mini disc, and everyone was like, "Oh, mini discs!" Like, and then it just got swamped out by MP3 players.
Yeah. Zero dear.
Christ.
But yeah, what's this Powerball winner, Willie Seeley?
What an excellent name. The drama is non-stop. A quote from Willie Seeley there. It seemed like a blessing when wild Willie Seeley and 15 of his co-workers, always good when there's a lottery pool involved. Fucking love them.
Oh, yeah.
15 of his co-workers formed a lottery pool that won a big jackpot in August of 2013. Only a few weeks later, Seeley felt he'd been hit by the lottery curse. The lottery pool, known as Ocean 16, loving that, bought a ticket that was one of 3 to win $450 million on the Powerball jackpot.
It's the one, isn't it?
That's it. At a press conference, Willie Seeley said that he and his wife were happy, and planning to spend their days fishing, hunting, and relaxing.
See, that's what you need to do.
That's it. But it didn't take long for the downside to winning the lottery jackpot to appear. It's hard to go fishing when you are being followed by reporters and camera crews clamoring for an interview or an appearance on a reality TV show. And distant relatives and complete strangers coming to your house to ask for handouts made it hard to relax. Plus, it was a shock to realise that after splitting the jackpot 3 ways, 3 winning tickets were sold. Then splitting the remainder among 16 members of the lottery pool, not even $4 million was left over after taxes. $4 million was enough for the couples to buy new vehicles, help their families, quit their jobs, but not the never worry about money again windfall it seemed at first.
Yeah, apparently you need 20 million for that, by the way.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
You can dream. Only weeks after the initial exuberance, Willie Seeley and his wife were bemoaning the lottery curse. There are days I wish we were back to just getting paid every 2 weeks. You have to change your whole way of life, but we didn't want to change the way we lived.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I think as well, when that happens, you I think you probably lose the value of money because you just go and buy all the stupid shit, and then and then you get back to once it's gone, you get back to normal, and then you're in even a worse state then, because you're like, well, say you have to work then for, I don't know, like whatever the minimum wage is or whatever, you'll why would I waste my time doing this? Whereas before you didn't have that other experience gone on your head. So yeah, I think it can, once you get back, it's like hard to appreciate it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's interesting. I didn't even think of the fucking reporters and stuff, because that's probably what I'll probably just be like, right, that's it. I am now a in my own head, a professional golfer. Everyone can go away, and then you're just getting hounded on the course. So you're trying to tee off on the 14th. It's just people in the trees.
It's weird. Like, no one really cares nowadays about lottery winners, do they? I can't even remember the last one I saw on the news. Like when it's a big one.
Yeah.
Like maybe a big Euro one or something.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
It's not like nowadays you don't really see them.
Yeah, I saw, this is years ago, but she cropped up recently as this girl that won the lottery at 16 years old.
I saw that. Actually,
I can't remember what the context.
She's like from Newcastle or something.
Yeah, and I think she's like started like a charity or something to help. I don't even know what she's done, but yeah, she won it at 16 years old, and I don't think she's got anything left.
Yeah, a lot of people do. Weirdly, it is weird. A lot of people do like struggle.
Yeah.
After so many, I don't know if Lozzie. How many stories he left last? Because there was one where so the guy won, and then they bought like the big mansion and the cars, and then his wife got a PT.
I only got one more that I want to read out, which is
okay. Yeah, so he had this personal PT, and then she ended up sleeping with the PT, and then she divorced her husband and set up a new house with the PT. And the guy was like, "My life's been ruined." Which, I mean, that's, you know.
And then she takes off.
It kind of would have happened anyway, but it's like he lost like the woman of his dreams because he got this big house from PT. She had this like PT, and obviously the PT was probably an upgrade for my husband, and he's thinking, "Oh, you know, I'm onto a winner here. She's got this big house, loads of money." Which, if he didn't win the lottery, none of it would have ever happened.
Be careful what you wish for.
PT.
Yeah, that's it. PTs are fiends. They actually, some of them actually really are.
Yeah.
Fuck it up.
It's part of the union.
That's it.
This next one is by the title: Lottery winner Abraham Shakespeare murdered for his money.
Oh. Wow. I mean, he's got the name for it.
That's it. I probably don't even really need to read the story, to be honest, but I will do. After winning $40 million from the Florida lottery in 2006,
nice.
Abraham Shakespeare was more than generous with his money. It makes it even worse when they're generous. Although he gave money to nearly anyone who asked, his kindness didn't make him immune to the lottery curse. Abraham, a high school dropout and convict who couldn't even read, won the lottery when he stopped at a convenience store with a co-worker and gave the co-worker a couple of bucks to buy tickets. His troubles started almost immediately. His co-worker took Shakespeare to court, accusing him of stealing the tickets and the jackpot from him. Shakespeare won the suit, but his troubles didn't end there. So many people were asking Shakespeare for money that he said, "I've been better off broke, and I thought all my problems were my friends."
All these people.
All these people were my friends, and then I realised all they want is just money. Then he met D.D. Moore. What an incredible name. Who said she wanted to write about his experiences. She also said she'd help manage his money. Red flag. When he agreed, she immediately started spending it on herself, buying herself a Hummer and a Corvette, for example. She even took possession of his home. How the fuck does this happen? But apparently stealing from Shakespeare wasn't enough for Moore, who killed Shakespeare and buried his body underneath concrete slabs at her boyfriend's house.
Jesus.
She took extreme lengths to try and make it seem as if Shakespeare was still alive, sending fake texts and attempting to bribe his family to say they had seen him. Moore's crime was discovered and she was convicted of first-degree murder. Nevertheless, Shakespeare would have been better off sticking to $5 he had in his pocket when he bought his winning lottery ticket.
Fucking hell, it's not all
Yeah.
that
Disgusting.
it's not all it's cracked up to be, is it?
No.
Jesus, man. But that's what I mean. It's just what blows my mind because it's just like I don't get it. Because there are business people out there with more money than this, and they don't. But I know it's like how they got it and stuff. But it's just I don't get it.
I think
yeah.
I think there's an element that these people are more likely to give you the money if you're asking for it because they have been fortunate themselves in getting the money from the lottery.
Yeah.
feel
Or
if-
you see it as not earned. People
Yeah.
see
Yeah,
it as
it's
they
because
haven't earned it.
it's given. There, it's almost like, well, you didn't do anything. You've been given it.
Yeah.
Why can't you give me some? It's
Yeah.
like you say to people, "If I won the
People
lottery,"
are so shit, aren't they?
you're like, "If I won the lottery," you say to your family or your kid,
Yeah.
not your kids, like your family or your brothers or sisters or your mates when you're growing up, "If I win the lottery, I'll buy you a car or buy this." But
Yeah.
you'd never say to someone, "Oh, if I land that job and get 200 grand a year, I'm going to give you 10 grand."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you just but when you get all that lump sum in the lottery, there's just an expectation to give out to family members and
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I get people doing it, and I would do it myself. But it's just the random people on the give me your money. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but also as well, even that is weird because it's like I say, it's weird because you've won it, isn't it? But the amount of family members that would crop up and be like, oh,
Yeah.
pay my mortgage off and do this, and it's like, and if you didn't, they'd be angry at you, and it's like, I haven't.
Yeah.
done
Even though
anything.
like your random fucking uncle that you never speak to, it's like you would give your random nephew that you don't speak to, like fuck off.
Yeah.
I tell you what, it's actually weirdly similar to it. It's like when you're like a wedding. If you think of a wedding, for instance, when you're putting a wedding together, you have to pay for everyone. You have to pay out money for people to come, and then it's like I haven't seen. They're all family and cousins, but I haven't seen them for 20 years or whatever. And then you're deciphering like who you would and who you wouldn't, and then some people get angry and some people won't, and it's like it's a similar connotation to that.
Yeah. And then you're like you're paying like £100 a head for the food of a cousin that you don't speak to's girlfriend who you've never met.
Yeah.
Because if you don't give them a +1, they're going to be pissed.
Yeah.
They're like, what?
So all of a sudden, what's supposed to be a lovely day celebrating turns into a fucking headache for everyone.
A fucking financial black hole.
Just loads of like arguments and people upset.
What do you mean I can't bring my 4 dogs?
Yeah,
I don't remember you.
I just don't. This is probably not a good thing to say for my own relationship, but the older I get, the more just weddings seem to be a fucking waste of time. Like I don't, and money. I just don't. I don't get it.
In my personal opinion, I think they're the biggest waste of money going because
the
moment that you put wedding before anything else that you would conceive, like food, drink, venue, if you say it's for a wedding, up the price.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
I mean, can you make me a cake that's in the style of a wedding cake, but it's not for a wedding, it's for a birthday? Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that for 60 quid. Can you make me a wedding cake, please? That looks like a traditional wedding cake. Yeah, 400 quid. Fuck off. Like, it makes me. I was seeing at the thought of people spending that sort of money.
It's just such an expensive day, and then it's like and then it's like contractually a fucking pain in the ass to separate if you ever want to.
Yeah,
like it's just it just blows my mind.
Yeah,
we want prenup. We want prenup.
That's like, isn't it like 50% of marriages end in divorce?
No, I think it's now more. I think it's now over 50%.
The chances are you're going to have a horrific breakup, and then you got to separate down. Like some people do it down to like CDs and books. You're like, fuck, I did not want to fucking do that.
Yeah.
If we ever end up like we don't want to be together anymore, I don't want to be sat around a table negotiating whether you can have the Harry Potter books if I can have the fucking Dune book. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to fucking do that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it's like, oh, you get 50% of the career of my career that you've dedicated 0 of your time to. Cool,
Oh,
that sounds awesome.
fuck
But
that
you
shit.
hear of these like these Hollywood stars and like comedians and stuff that just get fucking ruined.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
just like all because you wanted a glitzy, sparkly day for
yeah.
everyone to see you walk down a fucking aisle in a church for a god that you don't even believe in. It's just like, I just don't get it. I know you can do reception and stuff, but I just don't understand it.
I feel like it's a construct set up again
Yeah.
to like help the government
Yeah.
get money.
Yeah.
That's sold to you, unfortunately, through like as kids growing up, like you know the Disney and the
dream.
wedding and the dream, and it's like it's it's a weird thing.
It's a strange thing. It's a really strange thing.
So I know
yeah.
if I was ever, and I'm probably not going to get married just because of my stance on marriage, but if I was ever to get married, I know there's a good chance the disparity between the amount of people that will be coming from my side of the family or for me be like, I've got my family's not very big. I've got like a small group of friends, whereas I know like my current other half, if we had to eliminate like people we were going to invite on her side, there's going to be pandemonium. She's got such an extended family. There's going to be, I imagine, like at least 50, 60 people on from her side of the family would probably want to come. Whereas I would have maximum of like 25 maximum. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I've got a massive family. Like the Hopes family is fucking enormous.
Yeah,
you know, like fucking hell. I'm one across my whole both families. I'm one of 23 cousins.
Jesus,
You know, so both sides, parents, like both generation above, are one of 5 on both sides. You know,
fuck me.
and then if you get down into I mean, I'm one of the youngest, and I'm 30 next year. Like, if you get into the fucking cousins' kids, you're fucked. Like,
yeah.
I'm fucking done. Okay,
yeah. I'm ashamed to say I only know the names of like 4 or 5 of my cousins' children, and there are like 20 of them. You know what I mean? Like, there is it. But I tell you, but this is quite telling because on the Hope side, cousins' children, there are 2 Zacharys. So hang on, did you guys not fucking communicate?
Coordinate.
Like,
Yeah.
Zachary.
Yeah. Quite like him, Zach.
Yeah. So it's a nightmare, mate. It's a nightmare. Like, you know, her family isn't the smallest, but mine does take the piss, you know. So it's like, yeah. How do we get onto wedding? Oh, yeah, because this guy got married
6 times.
6 times, yeah.
Fuck me. Is there a number that you stop at?
It's embarrassing, isn't it? When you're like the 3rd or 4th wife, you got to be a bit embarrassed, ain't you?
Yeah, just like.
And the family turning up, like, oh, here he fucking goes again.
Yeah, after 2, you're going to be like, well, there's something wrong.
After 2, it's just a party, isn't it? It's just like, oh, this is just a family get together.
Yeah.
A bi-yearly.
It's just have a party. You don't need to marriage.
You don't have to sign anything. Just have a party. Trust me, mate.
There are people that do that because that is just a celebration of your relationship rather than fucking all that bollocks.
Yeah.
Save so much money. And you could probably save a shit ton of money, but still have the absolute bollocks of a party. Because if you think, okay, wedding 30 grand, and you go, right, okay, how about we just do an insane party, 5 grand, which is still stupid money, but you're saving 25 grand.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to have an insane time. Free bar, the lot. Like, Yeah. That's how you do it, isn't it?
It is.
But
it's a construct.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just fucking bollocks.
Right, should we go for some questions at the end?
Q&As.
Get him in. Any of you planning to get married? Good luck.
Yeah.
Probably best to do the lottery now if you are planning
Oh,
to get.
that's cool. John Smith says my pal's granddad won just shy of 8 million. He bought our local football club and sponsored a few professional snooker players such as Steve Davis, Mark Davis, and John Higgins. That's fucking cool.
Nice.
Legend.
This meant I was lucky enough to play many pro players on his private table. So cool.
There you go.
Right.
What's Liam said? Jesus Christ. Would you rather kill and eat someone or have someone kill and eat you, either live or live as a murderous cannibal or die a regular human?
Definitely the first.
Yeah, I'll kill someone and eat him.
I mean, I
If
wouldn't
Do you get
want
away
it
with it? Do you get away with it?
if it was the
Well, yeah, I don't know. That's a good point.
Do you consume like their life essence? That's one of them. Like,
Jesus Christ.
you gain.
yeah.
their
I mean, I
strength.
wouldn't want to kill or eat anyone, but
Yeah.
if it's
In order
me,
to pull out a
then-
sacrificial blade only for this purpose, I've been carrying this around for 30 years.
Yeah. Nah. Well, if yes, this is kill or be killed, isn't it? So
Mm.
Yeah, if it comes down to that, then yeah, I guess I am being a cannibal.
Yeah.
That's it.
Die as a regular human. Yeah, I'm not about
Yeah.
that life.
I need to
you either
witness
die
my
as a human or
full
live long enough to see yourself become a murderous cannibal. That's it. Yeah. No, definitely the first one.
Mm.
It's got to be done, isn't it?
Sounds
Yeah.
like a movie plot for Saw 7.
Yeah.
fucking saw, mate.
What's this one?
Ashton Mitchell, thank you for your question. Do you reckon you could, what does that say?
Could, I think, yeah,
Good,
could
right.
actually spend.
Could actually spend something like 100 million. Also, any one of you watching the UFC on Saturday as it's in London? If so, any predictions? First of all, got no idea who's fucking even fighting.
Yeah.
100 million. I reckon it would be pretty hard for me to. I mean, I'm probably gonna if I ever do win that amount of money or have that amount of money, watch me prove myself wrong. But I reckon it would be hard for myself to actually spend 100 million.
I mean, it depends. If you have given the task of spending it, I think it would be quite easy. Because you just, if it's like, okay, let's have a look at private jets, super yachts, things like that.
Yeah.
Probably buy a smaller football club now because John's put the idea in my head.
Yeah.
Go buy rather than Wrexham, I'll go buy Wroxham FC, which is just down the road.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
But yeah, stuff like that. It's doable, definitely.
Oh, you could, yeah. There's a film about this, isn't there? I think is it Eddie Murphy in it? I'm sure there's a funny film where he has to spend, but he can't have anything left.
Oh,
So
right, yeah.
He has to spend it not on assets.
Yeah.
Which I think would be, again, it would be doable, but it's super tricky because you'd have to eat like all the most expensive places, pay for like first class flights everywhere. But you, like I say, if you could spunk it, it'd be hard going, especially if you didn't buy any assets. But like I say, yeah, you could buy like a football club, you buy a jet or something if you wanted to spunk that, and you can lose so much money on those things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just go to a casino and give it to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll happily take it.
Yeah.
100 mil on black, please.
Imagine
Sorry?
That. And then it comes in. Fuck.
Yeah, I've doubled it.
Okay, I'm just going to take that and not play the game.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the 200 mil.
I'm just going to tip the dealer. There you go. There's a 200 mil.
I don't know how true this is. I think it is. I've already read an article where Donald Trump used to have £1 million chip. And when he went to Vegas, he put it on red or black.
Wow.
Which is quite genius.
You know. Yeah, a UFC. I think it's Leon Edwards versus Usman 3.
Oh, is it?
I think.
Oh, okay.
You are correct.
And I'll go for Leon because he's the British one.
Yeah, that should be a good fight.
Leon as well. Fuck it. I don't even know. Don't really follow UFC anywhere near as much as I used to.
Yeah, I'm unapologetically like if McGregor's fighting or someone, if it's a big fight, I'll have a look.
Yeah.
But, like
it's weird. Sorry.
No, I was saying I took an interest in like Garn versus John Jones. That was about it.
Yeah. I'm the same. Yeah, like I do watch it every now and then, but like McGregor's genius, isn't he? Because he love him or hate him, like you just love watching him. It's not even
Yeah.
about whether he wins. It's just like he's just such a character to
He's
watch.
transcended the sport itself.
Yeah.
Like you know, he is, to me, he's bigger than the UFC
Yeah.
as a brand. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his record is been awful, really. I mean, like since he got his double belt. But yeah, you still, if he fights, you're gonna watch it.
Watch it, yeah, 100%.
John Smith, thoughts on the series finale of The Last of Us? I personally thought the last episode was rushed. I think the entire series was rushed to a certain degree.
Yeah,
because there are obviously you play the game is well over the amount of runtime the show is in total. So there's going to be bits they would have to siphon out and just forget.
I just think the 2 flashback episodes weren't needed. It was wasted episodes. Like the second one, which I think was episode 7 or 8.
Yeah, 7.
That's DLC in the game, you know. And then the first one was a backstory that was created for the TV screen based on like a few lines of dialogue. Like I get it, I get what they were going for, but when you have a 9-episode series run, time is precious. And I think that don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved the series. I thought it was fantastic, and I really enjoyed the finale. I do agree to a certain extent it was a little bit rushed because it was only like 42 minutes. And even that started with a flashback. But yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed it though. But yeah, there were definitely wasted opportunities and moments in it for sure.
I haven't played the game, and I'm on the first flashback. So it was the 3rd episode, I think.
Yeah.
And it felt really weird to me.
Yeah, it's just completely out of nowhere.
Yeah,
and then like the thing is, have you watched the whole episode? Yeah,
I've watched the whole of that episode.
Yeah. That whole episode is a device to give Joel and Ellie a car.
Yeah,
the whole episode is just so. Oh, by the way, Joel got a car from this guy.
Yeah,
and it's just like,
yeah. I was watching it and I was lost for ages because I was like, what? It felt like something totally different. And also then you see them linking a little bit, but because I was like, oh, maybe, and I haven't seen the rest obviously after. But I thought maybe they go to that house later on, or there's the relationship there, or it just seems like it seemed a bit strange to
and they also they changed it from the game, because in the game he doesn't kill himself, does he? He just tells Joel to basically fuck off and then stays in the house. Like, so they obviously killed him off in the show, which is strange. But yeah, so but it's just a show to me. Yeah, I feel like you could have had more time on the story rather than fleshing out certain things. But overall, it's excellent. It is excellent, I think.
There's no more second series or anything with it. It's done and dusted.
Oh no, there is.
There is.
Because there's a second game.
Fuck me, I'm very concerned about what they're going to do from here on in, because me and Jordan both know what an absolute shit show the story is from the second game.
The second game had massive backlash.
Did it?
Yeah.
They're going to be splitting the second game into multiple seasons. So they're not just going to do the second game as one season like they did the first. They're going to split it into multiple seasons, which for me, I think is just going to get fucking convoluted to fuck.
Yeah.
And
should have done that with the first game, because the first game's the best for story.
Yeah. It's just, but anyway, the first season, fucking brilliant overall. Yeah. They did waste.
That was the game.
Looking back 2 episodes, the game is. I much prefer the game because you're interactive. You're doing the things. On screen. And I feel like as good as the emotional parts were in the series, I felt so much more playing it than I did watching it.
Yeah.
That's just in general, to be honest. But yeah, I did enjoy it overall.
Yeah, no, it was really good.
If you for whatever reason, if you can pick up a copy of the game, Dan, I'd definitely play it.
Yeah.
What's it on? Is it on
PlayStation?
No.
You got Xbox, haven't you?
I've got Xbox. Yeah, I haven't turned it on for about 2 years.
Oh, dude.
Right.
One more question here from virus_V73 plays. Atma Paranormal Investigation, question mark.
Sure. I'd be up for that.
Potential. Yeah.
I think that'd be really cool.
Invite
I'll be
Dan to the
down.
next one.
I'm hopefully going wild camping in the next few weeks.
Awesome.
Which should
Nice.
be cool. But I'm looking forward to. You said about doing that camping thing as well, George, and
Yeah.
I definitely want us to do an Atma one as well. So I'd love that camping session. But I'm hoping in a few months to I'll chuck my car in at some point, and I really want to get a Jeep with like a
Oh yeah. Roof
tent
rack?
on top, a roof rack.
Oh,
roof
yeah,
roof
cool.
rack tent on top that you can just pop open.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
watching a few YouTube channels with that, and you can like get such cool mods for a Jeep.
Yeah.
And then it's obviously you can go wild camping, but then if it's like the weather's not ideal, you can jump in like your little camper top as well.
That's
Nice.
so cool.
So there's a guy on YouTube. He lived out of his Jeep in America for 3 years. Like it's
Really?
insane. Yeah, the places he went like look so cool.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Have you checked out my uncle's wild camping page?
Oh no, so what was that again?
Let me.
I think I did click it.
Let me get the actual name. Oh. It is Hardy Tempests Wild Camp and Walks.
Hardy
Nice.
Tempest.
Yeah, Wild Camp.
TEMPEST.
Yeah, I just typed in Hardy's Wild Camp and it came up.
Hardy's Wild Camp. Cool.
Yeah, but yeah, he does lots of stuff. He goes all the time.
Is he?
Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah,
I want to do more of that this year.
yeah. No, it's really cool. But yeah, there we go. So that's been the rags to riches to rags.
That's it.
I like how you flipped it. Nice, from riches to
Yeah.
rags.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I asked ChatGPT for that
The
title.
title.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Do your thing, AI. Please don't enslave me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for everyone who's been active in the chat. Thank you for
Yes.
watching. Thank you for listening. If you are listening back to this, and I hope you have a good day. And we'll see you in the next one. Up the Atma.
Up
See
the
you
Atma.
later.